welcome. I know we got a couple people who are still coming in. That's okay. All right. Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you for coming together for the Class of 2023 White Coat Ceremony. My name is Sarah Garvick. Yes, let's go ahead and clap. Absolutely. My name is Sarah Garvick. I am the Director of Preclinical Education and also the Associate Program Director for the Boone campus. I have to say, it is so good to see everyone's smiling faces. If you think back to about this time last year, you were coming to campus for orientation, which was actually a huge win at the moment, right? We were coming back in person, but we were masked and we were spread out. And then over the last year, we were allowed to sit a little closer together, but we were still masked. Then we were allowed to take our masks off for what, a week, maybe 2? And then we put them back on again. And finally in Unit 5, we were permitted to take our masks off. And now here we are today, right? Family and friends can join. We had unlimited number of people who could come to the Waite Chapel. I say all of this in a moment of reflection because despite all of the unknowns of the pandemic that have happened in the last year, you all have been resilient and you've been steadfast and you have been focused on your goal of becoming a PA. And here you are. You are more than halfway to through your PA training. Congratulations. This is really a very exciting milestone, and for students and family friends, one that you'll always remember. For students, wearing that white coat represents a status change and a new level of respect that people will give you. For family and friends, it's an opportunity to feel pride and also an opportunity to remember that your loved one will still need your support for the next year as they enter into the clinical year of training. The White Coat Ceremony is also a time for students to renew their commitment to the profession and accept the responsibility that comes with wearing a white coat. Class of 2023, I want to thank you for allowing Wake Forest to be part of your professional journey. What each of you brings to the table is unmeasurable, and it has truly been an honor to be your Director of Preclinical Education over the last year. We, friends, family, faculty, staff, live stream, are very privileged to be making this journey with you. And we are so excited to celebrate together this momentous occasion of the Class of 2023 White Coat Ceremony. I will now be handing over the microphone to our distinguished medical director, Dr. Pat Ober.
Welcome, everybody. Students, so great to see you. Family, friends, thanks everybody for being here on a lovely morning in June in this wonderful place. Some of you may be wondering still just a little bit, like, white coat, isn't that a garment, a piece of fabric, and why are we having all these people coming together and having this big ceremonial thing about some fabric? And yes, it is a very utilitarian thing. There's pockets in it. You can keep pens. I have pen reading glasses when you get older. There's actually pockets in it where you could keep your white coat speech in it, which is sort of a bizarre self-referential kind of thing. And those are important. It keeps me from spilling soup when I eat lunch today on my nice Wake Forest tie that I picked out for this occasion. But there's more to it than that. There's tons more to it than that. And by the end of this ceremony, I hope you'll get a little bit of a feel for what it signifies. I want to start off, though, for those of you who don't go to PA school every day, maybe you have a relative or a friend who does and you've heard stories about it. Some things probably need a little clarification. Some of the things you've heard from your student friend or student family member, some of them are actually true. Some of them may be slight embellishments, and if you give me the name of your student, I will give you the percentage of embellishment that's there. I have it pretty much pinned down. But there's a thing that happens in medical education. It happened to me in my medical school education. It happens in everybody's medical education. It's a feeling. It's this innate feeling. And I think it is expressed better in a poem that was written a number of years ago by R.D. Lang than anything that I've run across that's talked about it otherwise. It's called Knots, with a K, K-N-O-T-S. And it's sort of here's the student feeling. There is something I don't know that I am supposed to know. I don't know what it is. I don't know. And yet, I am supposed to know. And I feel stupid if I seem both not to know it and not to know what it is I don't know. Therefore, I pretend I know it. This is nerve-wracking, since I don't know what I must pretend to know. Therefore, I pretend to know everything. I feel you know what I am supposed to know, but you can't tell me what it is because you don't know that I don't know what it is. You may know what I don't know, but not that I don't know it. And I can't tell you. So you'll have to tell me everything. So part of medicine, right? Part of medicine is insecurity. There's a whole lot of stuff I need to know, and I don't think I have it, and I don't even know what it is. And can somebody just tell me all of it? And the reality is, even if as your faculty we could, which we cannot, because we don't know it either, by the way, it wouldn't help you a whole lot in the rest of your life. Every time I go to clinic, every time I see a patient, I have this little gnawing thing in my back of my brain. There's something I don't know that maybe it would be good if I knew. I don't know. And as long as we are driven by that, guess what? We're probably going to be pretty decent clinicians. When you come in any day and you know everything you need to know and you're good to go, do me a favor, do the world a favor, quit. Because you just crossed the line, you are now dangerous. So that odd insecurity thing, we want it to go away, but it's so important. Okay, let me switch gears on you a little bit. So there's a knowledge insecurity. Wow, I wish I knew more stuff, and what an amazing driving force that is. This has to do a little bit more with things not exactly related to knowledge. This is actually out of one of my favorite medical resources, Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh is actually an interesting character. There's hardly anybody in literature more kind, more gentle, sometimes more clueless, but that's okay. That's all of us at some point. But Pooh and Piglet decide they're going to go visit Rabbit. Now, Rabbit, of course, is pretty self-secure, pretty confident, maybe overly confident, maybe a bit on the arrogant side. And he lives in a kind of a different world, but Pooh hasn't figured that out yet. So here they go off, and this is a little bit of Winnie the Pooh. We've come to wish you a very happy Thursday. Capital V, capital H, capital T on very happy Thursday, the last one you knew, says Pooh, when he went in and out once or twice just to make sure that he could get out again. Why? What's going to happen on Thursday? Asked Rabbit. And when Pooh had explained, and Rabbit, whose life was made up of important things, capital I, capital T, said, "Oh, I thought you'd come about something." They sat down for a while, and by, Pooh and Piglet went out again. The wind was behind them now. They didn't have to shout. "Rabbit's clever," said Pooh thoughtfully. "Rabbit's clever," said Piglet. "And he has brain," capital B. Yes, said Piglet, Rabbit has brain. There was a long silence. I suppose, said Pooh, that's why he never understands anything. And if you think about it, and you know people like this, they're so smart, they have all this knowledge and they have all these facts, but at some level they just don't get it. And what they don't get a lot of times is that interpersonal stuff that's actually the heart of what we do. So your success will depend, yes, to some extent on your knowledge, but that can keep on getting bigger and bigger and will keep getting bigger. But what's more important, I will argue, as time goes by, is your compassion, your empathy, your caring, your humility. Who you are as a person is so much part of this. The knowledge stuff, yeah, it's going to be variable amongst all of us. I hope that the compassion and empathy is not a variable. I hope it's a constant, and it's a constant that you always have with you. And as you wear the white coat, I hope that becomes something that jogs at you a little bit and helps you remember, why am I here? Why am I doing this? This tells me something. I feel that every time I put on my white coat, I become a better person because I feel compelled. I got to, because this means something. I think I've become a smarter person by about 20 IQ points. And some of it is just the whole idea of what all this means and what this is all about. But this little episode with Pooh and Piglet and us talking about compassion and empathy, I think reflects it back if you look at your program. On the back page, a very wonderful quote from Wake Forest's very own Maya Angelou. People will forget what you said. They'll forget what you did, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And in the healing sciences, wow, that's giant. That is important. So never, ever, ever lose track of that, or you've lost the whole thing. Now I'm going to move on to something a little bit different, and this is a little bit of a lengthier essay. It's called Empty Pockets. It's written by a resident in internal medicine, published several years ago. As I read through it, I want you to see if you can pick out how many times there's some reference to a white coat. It's not a story about a white coat, but there is a white coat in there all over the place. And as you see, it actually does end up playing a role. And so this resident starts off writing this piece about all the experiences in life that shape us. And sometimes it's like a stone in a river, and it gets smoother with each retelling. And some stones remain very sharp and very pointed, and for him this was one of those pointed, sharp things that always stayed with him because of the lessons that it brought him. And now I'll start reading his words. I spent part of my residency training at a city veterans hospital. Overnight call meant perpetual motion, punctuated by frantic episodes of critical care. On this night, we had done well, and by the time the first code arrest sounded overhead, we'd all managed to keep our heads above the tide. We arrived in the medical ICU wearing the authority our white coats gave us to a bedside now ringed by staff. A trach collar had come loose, and the trach itself unseated. But all had been corrected. Sorry about the run. A curtain separated beds in this area of the hospital, the ICU, and each curtain had been pulled when the code was called. I lingered to one side, planning to stay long enough to see that the collar was retied. I was jostled by some movement at the adjacent bedside. The next time, it was followed by an arm. My name was shouted, and I was pulled by my coat sleeve through the curtain to the next bed. The patient, a young woman of 36, had been admitted by one of the teams earlier in the day. Chest pain, they said. The bedside monitor began to bleat and flash. Her blood pressure was falling with each systole, and her cardiac tracing was taking on the jagged, wide, rugged contour that meant it would be a difficult trip. Her husband and her two daughters, 8 and 3, were led away from the bedside as the intubation tray was being opened. Quickly intubated, compressions made obtaining jugular venous access more difficult, but I placed an internal jugular line, hoping things would go well enough that it might be used as a Swan-Ganz catheter. Compressions, fluids, and advanced cardiac life support protocols. All the while, the monitor would only stare blankly asystole across the screen. And the blood pressure, boluses and drips and fluid, nothing would move the blood pressure. She was only 36. I reached deeper into algorithms, knowing the next vial off the code cart would run the answer into her collapsing circulation. The answer that would also push away the pain growing in my own stomach. I believe I tried everything. Nothing worked. I trusted each new intervention would be the one. None of it ever changed the course. Boluses, drips, compressions, bag breaths, time. And her heart finally stopped. She was only 36. I silently asked her, why? A nurse touched my arm and said the two words whose weight made my next breath difficult and whose grip was tight around the pain in my stomach. The family. They had been taken to the waiting room. It was pale blue, and the row of lights indicated the soda machine was still empty. My throat was dry. The youngest daughter sat on Dad's lap, looking at pictures in an outdoor magazine. The older one sat, watching her hands rest in her lap. The husband's eyes lifted to me and met mine. I couldn't say a word. I took in the breath to begin, and he knew. The words never meant quite enough. All we could do, they seemed small, like a string of toy boats across a stormy sea. Her heart, I only had to say them. They would have to live them. So sorry. He turned back toward his daughters, a single father, and they lifted their eyes to his. As he drew the breath to begin, his eldest daughter knew. Suddenly, all alone, she stood and ran toward us, standing at the door. Dad bent down toward her, but she got past him to me, tears an unbroken line down her face. She took hold of my coat pocket. She said words that made 6 years of medical school, residency, and late nights too numerous with her. Give Mommy more medicine. She'll be better. But you have to give her more medicine, please. I couldn't breathe. I had no words, no gesture. Her dad bent down, but she wouldn't let go of my pocket. He nodded to me, indicating I should go, and so I did, and the pocket she held tore. I drove home, tears making the road focus and unfocus, replaying it all in my mind, trying to find the why and how. Ruptured pulmonary ventricular wall, aneurysm, pulmonary embolus. I stopped when I realized it didn't matter. I went home to my wife, then 33 years old. I took off my coat as she stood silently watching, and I put it in the trash. I needed some time to explain. All I could say was, that one doesn't work anymore. So obviously the coat is here, and the coat is a symbolism of a whole lot of stuff. Some of it is almost mystical, magical. That's my IQ going up 20 points. It really doesn't go up 20 points, but it feels like it does. My behavior when I'm with patients, I think, is different. I got on scrubs, I got on a white coat, it's different. The coat has become a symbol of the honor of the medical profession. We are given an amazing gift that we don't deserve. We are given respect, we are given trust. When you walk into a patient's room and you're wearing your white coat, guess what? They'll think you know stuff, and they will think that you're thoughtful and compassionate and on their side and on their team, and you're going to help them. And guess what? They've maybe never seen you before, but this is the ticket in. This lets you establish those relationships. This gives you credibility. And it's an odd credibility because the reality is wearing the white coat is nothing that any of us have earned. I would argue you guys, even though it's put on, I'll say, you haven't earned it. But I also, at the same breath, say, I haven't earned mine. We all owe this to the people who preceded us, who practiced the best possible medicine, who cared the most for the patients that anybody could care, that did their very, very best to make sure they were practicing the highest, best level of medicine. So the white coat is not just a fabric. It's a standard for all of us to live up to, and for me it's good to have it on me and wear it because it is that visible physical reminder, and it gives me a goal to seek. No matter how good I am, you know, I probably need to be a little bit better at what I do. So as you wear your white coat, and I encourage you to wear, I know there's times when scrubs are nice and comfy, but put on the white coat when you can put on the white coat. It will make a difference for you. It'll make a difference for your patients. And that is why we are here today, to honor the white coat, to honor you guys and your accomplishments, and to start to look forward to your amazing future as fabulous clinicians. Thanks.
It is always so difficult to follow Dr. Ober because he is such a role model for us all. And I wanted to thank Dr. Ober for that wonderful message and inspiration. He really does inspire our students and our faculty and the medical center, and so I really appreciate that. Well, good morning and welcome on this special occasion. I'm Kathy Scholl, a member of the PA program faculty and chairman of the Student Professionalism and Honor Council. It's my pleasure to share with you the important principles of the Honor Code and administer the honor oath to the class of 2023. What a perfect setting to have this important ceremony. I won't tell you how many years ago, but I walked down one of these aisles to get my certificate of graduation from the PA program. So it means a lot to me, actually, to be back in this auditorium and chapel. The primary purpose of the Honor Code is to engender and nurture an environment of mutual respect and trust, to assure the freedom for students to best develop and mature their intellectual, personal, and professional potential here at Wake Forest School of Medicine. The fundamental commitment to this honor code by our community here at the PA program, the medical school, including students, faculty, and support teams, provides an atmosphere of academic and clinical honesty, as well as social responsibility. In developing this collegial atmosphere, we pledge to trust each other and be willing to accept responsibility for our own actions and conduct. The white coat, as you heard from Dr. Ober, is a symbol of tradition in medicine, representing integrity, honesty, and trustworthiness. I know that class of 2023 will all wear it very proudly starting Monday. I know you will commit to uphold these important principles as students of Wake Forest School of Medicine and future graduates 1 year from now. Great. So participation in the Honor Code assures the Wake Forest PA community of the integrity of its members. Our academic, clinical, and research communities expect these essential principles to be followed always. The spirit of this responsibility is to respect and protect the integrity of Wake Forest School of Medicine. So, if you will, please see your program to read or follow along as the class of 2023 recites the Honor Pledge. If class of 2023 will please stand. As a PA student, I pledge to act with the utmost integrity as I represent Wake Forest School of Medicine. I understand that I am called to the high standards of honor and professional conduct. I recognize I comprehend and will uphold the Honor Code in letter and spirit to help our school advance authentic learning. We will pledge to be honest, trustworthy, display a professional demeanor, respect the rights of others, be personally accountable, and protect the welfare of patients. I will encourage classmates to do the same. I make this pledge freely with my own mind and heart, and these standards will serve as an embodiment of my conduct and integrity. You may be seated. So we welcome you to this important community of honor and trust by investing you with the well-recognized symbol of your new profession, the white coat.
Good morning, everyone. What an exciting time. My name is Andrea McKinnon. I'm one of the assistant professors in the Department of PA Studies, and I will have the privilege of directing this class of 2023 through their clinical education. And today, I have the distinct privilege of calling each of their names as they go up to get their white coat. Rebecca Lee Alexander. Raikicha Suti Allen. Allie Catherine Andreski. Louis Dwayne Atchison II. Madison Nicole Bessler. Selena Carissa Bolt. Sarah Ann Borgness. Emily Carol Bowe. Jewel Elizabeth Breadmore. Terry Chuckwanake. Emily Marie Kohei. Kathleen Hayes Connell. Chelsea Lynn Cunningham. Samantha Dora Darmon. Janae Elise Didio. Samantha Erin Ernst. Madeline Ray Frulasso. Victoria Garcia. Kimberly Arden Goldsmith. Monica Renee Gomez. Marilyn Celine Gonzalez. Monica Isabel Gonzalez. Megan Lee Hansen. Leah Elizabeth Hogg. Ansley Morgan Heath. Mary Caitlin Heinzelman. Carly Allison Hodge. Skylar Celine Holder. Madeline Elizabeth Holm. Haley Patterson Honeywell. Natalie Jean Horback. Anna Victoria Jacobs. Lisette Vanessa Harkin. Kayla M. John. Corey Elizabeth Johnson. Cassandra Valerie Casper. Haley Joyce Kessler. Tara Jaya Kumar. Alexandra Lee Lawson. Alexander Douglas Lee, who couldn't be here, but he's streaming and his face is behind us. We love you, Alex. Alex Ling. Gabriella Lisette Longoria. Lauren Ann Lubeco. Angela Nicole Marinello. Courtney Marie Martin. Sarah Avery Mitchell. Kayla Montero. Jenny Wen. Madison Bailey Nichols. Catherine Sandrich Oldham. Brooke Amber Osborne. Carly Danielle Penicky. Joshua James Penninger. Lydia Rosamond Peacock. Olivia Gail Pewitz. Jasmine Marie Ragland. Jason Mitchell Reel. Rebecca Lynn Reimer. Rachel Jean Roberts. Marco Leopoldo Rodriguez. Timothy Arthur Rousseau. Laura Elizabeth Schmidt. Ashlyn Christine Schmidtgen. Monica June Schumacher. Jenna Mary Sedan. Haley Nicole Self. Pallavi Susala Shamapant. Logan Ann Sheeran. Margaret Mary Somer. Tyler Rachel Stander. Zachary Thomas Stoner. Morgan Rose Swan. Madison Jennifer Tank. Nicholas David Tachi. Lan Michelle Tran. Emmy Trang. Samson Philip Triantis. Arcadia Ellen Travalic. Madeline Jinx Turno. Cynthia Solis Velejo. Erin Olivia Wade. Coralie Marie Watts. Sydney Driscoll Whitcomb. Morgan E. Willoughby. Doreen Binquin Yang. And please, one more round of applause for our class of 2023. And now, please welcome to the stage Dr. Bays. He's going to come to present the Mike Walker Excellence Scholarship.
Thank you very much. Good morning. It's been my pleasure for a number of years with the COVID situation interrupting a couple of years to present the Mike Walker Award to this outstanding class. I was reminded by Sandy, and first let me introduce Sandy. The establishment of this award in 2012 was performed and has been continued by Mike's lovely wife, Sandy Walker. Sandy reminded me that in Mike's class of 73, there were 18 graduates, so that things have expanded exponentially since then. Who was Mike Walker? Well, the faculties who've heard me before will remember this, but I met Mike in 1957 when he tagged me out at second base in a Little League All-Star game. And we went through junior high and high school together and became the greatest of friends. Mike did not have the opportunity to follow high school with a college education immediately. He joined the Air Force, became a corpsman, and was stationed in Ankara, Turkey for several years. He came back one time during that time to marry Sandy, and they spent another year or so in Ankara, Turkey before he was discharged from the Air Force and realized that he had all this experience as a corpsman, but there was nothing to do with it in civilian life. And so he found out about the PA program here at Wake Forest and came down here and was accepted in the program and completed the program in 73. He worked in general medicine for several years. As you can see in the program, he got his master's degree and got into the area of management of the medical clinic, but he really missed the opportunity to treat patients and the one-on-one interactions. And so he left the medical side and went into dermatology. And for the rest of his career, he worked in private practices in dermatology and really enjoyed the surgical side and the patient interactions. This award, as you see in your program, is presented to a rising second-year student in memory of Mike, who was a member of the Bowman Gray Physician Assistant Program, class of 73, and the Babcock Graduate School of Management, class of 94. And it's given in recognition of outstanding academic performance, compassion, and excellence in caring for patients. And this year's recipient of the Mike Walker Award Scholarship is Sky Holder.
Oh my goodness. Wasn't expecting that. Good morning, everyone. My name's Brian Geigler. I'm a faculty member here at Wake PA Studies, and I have had the incredible privilege of working with these amazing students during their didactic year. Friends and family, I know that you guys are also proud of these students, but I want you to know that we as faculty and staff have been blown away by their drive, by their motivation, maybe a little bit by their humor, but also, and more importantly, we've been impressed by their character, by their empathy, and their passion to truly care for people. It's inspiring to me. Class of 2023, you have some pretty big fans sitting here today, as you may have already know that. Just know that we will continue to root for you and cheer you on. In about 67 hours, you'll be starting rotation 1, but who's counting? I'm excited for you guys to apply those characteristics of empathy and passion and really caring for patients. I'm so excited for you guys. Just know that we as faculty, staff, your loved ones here today are proud of you for what you've already done and will continue to do this upcoming year. I'm personally so proud of each and every one of you. Okay, let me get to what I'm supposed to talk about. I have the amazing privilege to announce our final award scholarship, which is the Katherine Anderson Award and Scholarship. So this award is given to a first-year student in recognition of exemplary performance and professional growth toward becoming a physician assistant in their preclinical year. The award is named for the first medical director of the PA program and a much-respected physician, both in the community and in the institution. Academic success is but one of several criteria for this award. So the recipient of this award has been described by faculty as, quote, a hard worker, a team player, not afraid to tackle a tough project. Honestly, when I talk to faculty, they always say, she is just so nice. She has been heavily involved throughout her didactic year. She's held a Katherine Anderson Society leadership role and has been instrumental in several of the KAS fundraisers that have spanned both campuses. Ooh, that's a hint. She is a fantastic communicator. She's well respected amongst her peers, amongst faculty, and amongst staff. But maybe most importantly, she's described as a kind, genuine, and compassionate human being. I'm excited to announce that the winner of the Katherine Anderson Scholarship is Natalie Horbach.
Good morning. I'm Brian Peacock. I've had the privilege of being their program director for the last year for this amazing class. Only Professor Geigler gets a standing ovation after what he did to you on the kickball field. Only him. Class of 2023, I don't want to open up any bad memories, but 1 year ago today, you were studying for Unit 1 finals. Yeah. But let's not talk about that. Since that moment, think of all that you have accomplished. We threw at you tests, multiple choice, fill in the blank, OSCEs, oral exams, spa week. But you passed Unit 1. You were successful on 4 spa weeks. You survived Professor Wainig's EKG exam. And you somehow navigated Professor Jensen's clinical year prep block. With all that, you still trained for, completed a marathon, right? You kickball games after hours. You volunteered and raised money for local community service activities. You sold coffee. You had escape rooms, of which one of them the faculty are still stuck in. You had like 21 bake sales. Right, but every Monday was almost the same story. Alarm clock goes off, you hit the snooze button, alarm clock goes off again, you take your Monday morning quiz. You go to IBL, first thing you do, you complain about the quiz. The same slide pops up every Monday morning to which you had the same response to every week. Were there any unresolved learning issues from last week? Nope. Move on to the next case. This next Monday is going to be a little bit different. Alarm goes off, put on your white coat, walk into your clinic or your hospital. The patients won't be on a slide or a screen. They'll be real people with real problems and real concerns. And they're looking for someone to listen to them, to hear their story, and that's going to be you. And they're going to listen to what you have to say, and they're going to trust you because of the coat you have on. And it's your job to take care of them. Before you have a panic attack, Wake Forest PA program has been around for over 50 years doing this. We don't graduate great clinicians, we graduate leaders in our profession. We don't take today, this ceremony, lightly. We didn't give you a white coat today. Over the last year, you have earned a white coat with your name on it. So Monday morning when the alarm goes off, you can snooze if you want to. Put on your white coat, go out there and show the world what a Wake PA student can do. Congratulations, I'm so proud of all of you. You've been absolutely an amazing class. We look forward to all your stories over the next year. Let us know what's going on, stay in touch. Friends, friends, family, all of you who have supported, faculty as well, staff, the students over the last year, thank you for all you've done. We've had a lot of really great moments. We've had some hard moments, some difficult times, but thank you for your support and continued support over the next year. I'm excited to see you all hopefully here in 1 year for graduation. But take the rest of today, enjoy your loved ones, be proud of them. We have tested them hard, and they all have been absolutely amazing. We're really proud of you. So have a great afternoon. I'm supposed to close you guys out. I don't know how to do that. But I know the students are supposed to all exit first outside to get a photo. And then after they have all left, family and friends, you may exit and meet them outside. Thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful and safe weekend.